Some time ago, I made this. It's an illustrated deck of cards about my country, Venezuela, with a lot of important people, places, and showcasing our culture. Each one of the cards, it's a different illustration, and each number share a different theme. What you're looking at is the conclusion to a project that took me, I think, more than a year to be able to do it, while also working on other things. They're casino quality decks, which is exactly what I was looking for and what I was lucky enough to be able to produce. Two of the cards are descriptions to what represents each one of the illustrations. And here is what I learned making it. First, proofing and prototyping. Proofing your project or making a draft is key. It can be challenging and time consuming, but it's what ensures that what you push out the door is in good shape. For example, I did many tests for the box to try to get it to look as if the bands go all the way around. This was its own headache. Keep in mind that when I decided to make this, all I had was the idea. And as I moved forward, I eventually got to the point to where I had all the illustrations for each and every one of the cards, but I didn't have the backs or the boxes. So I started to work on that, and it felt like nothing was really working. Until I got to a draft I actually liked. But even then, after that, I did a bunch of iterations for it, both for the box and the backs. For this step, just regular paper and a printer are your friends. You can do as many tests as you like at a cheap cost to have a really clear idea as to how it all works together. You can see the mistakes I made here, and it's really cheap to just make another one to test out and see how it all connects to each other. I then did a 3D version of my deck. This was for marketing purposes and to also showcase what I was doing before I got it produced. This is the final result. The first part that you saw was the draft. So I got to a point to where I had something I really liked. Imagine doing all that work just to push something out the door that you hate. And I'm sure it happens whether the people making the thing run out of budget or you have investors pushing for the project to be done. But it happens. Well, you got out of the prototyping stage. What do you do next? In my case, I was doing this in parallel while also thinking of ways to actually make the thing. But a lot of the times, creatives are so deep into a creative process that they're not thinking about the how am I going to actually make this. They make the thing and then they try to figure out the rest of the stuff they need to do. With all that said, what do you do next? Well, in my case, I was sure I wasn't gonna make them myself and I needed to find a vendor that could produce it for me. But it might be different for you. You might actually want to make the final product, but this is a question for yourself. For me, it was, as I said, finding a vendor. Second, finding a vendor or a way to produce the thing. Finding a company that can make what you want at the quality you're looking for takes time and research. This step is important as finding a good vendor that has a great track record with previous projects can make or break what you actually want to make. The only thing I regret about this step is not documenting more of the process. In my case, I worked with USPCC. They've been doing this for a really long time. They have experience with independent creators and they make what I believe to be the best decks in the world. They offer a wide variety of finishes both for the cards and the boxes, and they deliver in quality. I've been talking about decks because it's what I made, but this applies for anything you would like to make. You gotta do the work and find what fits better for your project, your budget, and you. Even if you decide to make it yourself, take your time and try not to rush in. This will eventually save you money and a lot of headaches in the long run. After you get out of the production stage, you gotta figure out distribution as well. Do you do it yourself? Do you find somebody to do it for you? Also, questions for you and what you want to make. I would say ask your pillow. Third, distribution. By the way, this is just a guide and what made sense to me. Feel free to do what makes the most sense to you. In terms of distribution, finding or having someone that can help you out with it, it's awesome. In my case, I was lucky in the fact that the company that produced the decks were able to help me with the fulfillment as well. And I believe I learned a few things along the way. Another thing that I probably should have started with is the funding. If I ever get the chance to do this again, I would probably try to crowdsource it, as I believe is the option that makes the most sense. If you crowdsource it, you don't have to put your own funds to begin with, you only put your time and effort, and if enough people decide to back your project, you move into production. If that's not the case, the funds revert back to the people that were supporting you. In my case, I financed it myself with my own money out of pocket, and even though I don't regret it, and thinking back on it, I would still bet on myself. I do think that probably I would have restrained more on the budget, because in my case, I'm the one assuming all the financial risk. So how has it been since I launched it? At the moment of recording this, my deck of cards have been all around the world, with people getting their copies in Spain, Germany. I sent a few to South Korea, a bunch of different places in the US, and all around Venezuela. And I have to say that the most gratifying part about the entire project has been getting messages from people receiving their decks and enjoying them. To you all that decided to support my deck of cards, you are awesome. I still have copies available, so if you want to get one, here is a QR code that can get you to the website for the deck, and I'm leaving the link down below as well. All in all, I would suggest for anyone watching this video that might have a dream to make something, to go for it. It's a huge endeavor, and even at a smallest scale possible, you will go through hardship, face difficulties, roadblocks, and all sorts of things that you wouldn't expect. So be ready to go the extra mile for this. But if you do go for your project, you create your thing, your dream, at the end, even if it's not successful in the traditional sense, you will have something that you can call your own and gain a lot of experience from it. If you found this information helpful, consider subscribing, hitting that like, hitting that bell, and all that good stuff. Is completely free for you, and it helps me and the channel a lot. And if you would like to get your guide about creating your own project, where I go into a little bit more detail as to what I mentioned here in the video, you can scan the QR code here on the screen, or you can go to the link down below. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, bye.